Hey, what's going on everyone? So today we're going to be taking one of the best value mid-drive 52 volt e-bikes in 2025, and we're going to be converting the 26 by 4.8 inch wheels on here to the 29 by 3.0 wheel set that is an upgrade. And for a limited time, you actually get these 29 by 3.0 wheels for free if you order this Magician bike currently, which is an amazing value, guys, because not only are you not going to find a bike with these specs and features for the price, but then you get this $400 wheel set for free for a limited time. So if you're interested in a mid-drive bike, something like this, highly recommend going and checking out my last two videos. You'll see all the specs, features, and details of this bike and how it performs with the 26 by 4.8 inch fat tires. And then in this video, like I said, we're going to see what kind of weight savings we can get by putting the 29 by 3.0 inch wheels and tires on here, and then we're going to go see how they perform. So if that's something you want to see, make sure you stick around and watch this video. And if you do decide to order this after watching this video and my last two and feel that this is the bike for you, please use the coupon code down below in the link. I will receive a small commission. You'll save $100 at no additional cost to you, and you'll get this bike for just under $2 grand plus shipping as of me currently filming this video. And if you guys know of any bikes that have the similar specs and features for that price, please put it down below in the comments to let my audience know, and me, because I'd be curious if you could find something cheaper than this for the specs and features. Let's get into it. So now what's awesome about the second wheel set is you get everything included. You get the rotor on there, you get the cassette already installed, so all you have to do is unbolt these wheels and tires and bolt these ones right on. And these are actually still fairly decently sized at 3 inch, which is pretty nice. But the overall height is about the same, so you shouldn't have to change any of the settings in the display as far as the wheel size goes for your speedometer to match. All right, so let's see how much these 29 by 3.0 wheel and tire sets weigh. I have the scale teared out. So 19.7 pounds is what the 29 by 3.0 inch tires weigh. And the Magician e-bike with the 26 by 4.8 inch fat tires is somewhere around 86.5 to 87 pounds when I weigh it. So like I said, my scale could be off a little bit. The last time I weighed it, it was around 86.5 to 87. So it's within a pound, but I would say the bike with these bigger wheels and tires is between 86 to 87 pounds. And that's with the battery installed. All right, let's get it flipped over and get these changed. Now I got these foam blocks down here to rest the handlebars on. That way the display doesn't get broken, or the throttle. I actually saved these from some other e-bikes that I unpackaged, but perfect to keep that display up off the ground. And then it's real easy to change these out. Actually gonna put the seat post down a little bit more to get that back wheel up off the ground just a hair. So about right there. Now it should be very easy to change both. First thing you want to do is loosen these bolts that hold the through axle tight to keep it from loosening up. Once you get those loose, then you can go ahead and start loosening your through axle. Once you get the through axle out, front wheel pulls out very nice and easy. Now for the back wheel. And what you want to do is you want to shift your derailleur all the way up into the highest gear. That way that gets your derailleur as far over this way as possible to give you more room to get your wheel out of here once you remove that through axle. Pull that one right out. And then this is where you're going to want your extra room here to get your back wheel out of here. Removal's as easy as that. All right, so I set the 29 by 3.0 wheels and tires on the scale by themselves, and it's showing 19.7 pounds. So let's see how much the 26 by 4.8 inch tires weigh. And it does seem like my scale sometimes fluctuates right around a pound, half a pound, depending on where I stand on the scale. So we're gonna take these off here and put those directly on there. It also depends on how the base of the scale is sitting as well. So not 100% accurate, but should be close enough to get you guys a good idea of what the difference in weight is. All right, guys, I just got those to balance. 22.9 pounds on the 26 by 4.8 inch fat tires. So just over 3 pounds heavier for these bigger wheels and tires. So that should make the Magician about 83 to 84 pounds with the 29er wheel set installed. So I would have expected a little bit more than a 3 pound difference, but hey, 3 pounds is 3 pounds and I'll take it. And what's nice about these wheels on both the 29s and 26 inch rims is that they are double walled rims. So really nice. They're a lot more sturdy than a standard single wall rim. And with this through axle, it makes everything really quick and easy to install. One thing you should know is when you have your wheels off your bike, when you have hydraulic brakes, and this is for any bike, never pull your brake lever, because you can actually push your pistons out if there's nothing in there to stop them, and then you could ruin your caliper. So keep that in mind. And don't forget to tighten your through axle bolts up here that keeps that from coming loose. And now for the back wheel. And ooh, this one's a little more tricky because of the derailleur, but it's actually still fairly easy. Get it down in there, and then get your through axle in. And it doesn't really matter what gear the chain is on there. It'll straighten up once you start spinning the cranks here, like that. And you torque this one, it says 10 Newton meters on there. So I'll get it snugged up, and then I'll check it with my torque wrench. So the brakes seem pretty good on this side. Don't look like the back's rubbing at all. But I do feel like I might have to adjust the front, just a hair. And I got the front brake adjusted very easily. You just loosen your rotor up, squeeze the lever, tighten it back up, and then kind of just check it out. Might have to tweak it here or there. Once you're done, make sure you wipe your rotors off with like a rubbing alcohol or brake cleaner. I always use brake cleaner. You want to get any oils or grease that's on the rotors off of there. If not, it'll get embedded into your brake pads. So just wipe those off when you're done. Any oils from your fingers or whatever get on there if you touch them, just make sure they're nice and clean. Ready to test them out, but let's weigh it now and see if it's right around 83 pounds, 84 pounds, and then we'll take it for a ride. And thanks for watching, guys. If you really enjoy my content, my videos, please consider sharing them, liking them, commenting. Those are all the things that would help me out. If you appreciate the time I'm taking and making these videos for all of you, I appreciate it, and thanks for watching. All right, so just over 83 pounds now. A little over 3 pound difference. All right, here we go. Off-road on the trail again. Let's see how it does with these smaller 29 by 3.0 inch fat tires. Right up, no problem. Still up over the roots, pretty easy. Throttle only for a little bit here. Pedal some. A little bit of throttle. Oh yeah. Nice. All right, let's go. Let's see how it performs. A little bit of throttle only. Still seems pretty nice even with these smaller tires. Shift a few gears. One thing I did notice about this though, and I just unhook them, is that the brake sensors on here, almost slid out there. The brake sensors are very touchy on here. You barely pull the brake and it cuts the motor. So I might unhook those sensors. I didn't see where they were adjustable. Let's go this way. Try this. Steep hill, no problem. Pretty nice, guys. I don't know though, I think I still might like the fatter tires on here for this. You don't save much weight, and I feel like the fatter tires, I don't know, I think they take some of these ruts a little bit better than these skinnier tires. Still shredding these trails though. Very nice. Very nice, guys. This bike performance is awesome. All right, now we got the professional on here, trying it out with the smaller tires. I think I picked up a stick. Picked up a stick in the spokes. Yep. Whoops. That could have been bad. Still looks good though. All right, let's try that again. All right, guys, so final verdict is it is awesome to have this extra set of wheels and tires for free if you're one of the early adopters on purchasing this e-bike. Great value, awesome wheel set. But in my opinion, and in my son's opinion, I feel like the 26 by 4.8 inch fat tires perform a little bit better on stuff like this. They feel a little bit more stable and take bumps a little bit easier and up over little trees and logs, branches, and the wider tires to me feel a little stabler in turns. However, I do want to mention that there are a little bit more leaves down now than when I brought this thing out with the 26 by 4.8 inch fat tires. So some of the maneuverability may be a little bit more difficult because of that. But overall, guys, bike's been performing excellently, but I do think these smaller wheels and tires probably would be better for riding on the road. However, I don't know about the knobby tread on here. Maybe a little bit of a smoother tread would have been nicer. And if you see my last video where the brake line was hitting the wheel whenever the suspension would compress, I just threw 2 zip ties here, one to hold it this way and one around here to hold it that way, that keeps that brake line from bending into that tire. And I haven't had any issues with that since. However, I'm still getting a little bit of creaking noise up through here in the frame. Not sure why I'm getting that creakiness. Maybe I need to adjust the tension on this headset a little bit. If you guys are looking for a 1000 watt, 1500 watt peak 52 volt Bafang Mid-Drive e-bike, you have to check out my other videos on this, see if it's what you want. If you do decide to purchase, links will be down below in the description. And if not, if it's not the bike for you, check out some other videos because I'm sure there's probably something on my channel that might be. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please consider subscribing and I will see all of you on the next one.